Welcome to Two Grooms
in a Pod.
I'm Cleo.
And I'm Shannon.
And in this episode, we're going to give you some AMSR.
What's that?
I don't know what it stands for.
Oh.
But it's when you do this.
Whisper.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, we're going to do this ASMR.
The whole time.
We'll see.
Okay.
So, we're going to go through certain foods that we have here listed. Well, they're not listed, but they're here. And we're going to go through and see who can make the best noise with the food as we talk through the episode.
The best food, the best noise, or the loudest.
Yeah. The loudest is the best. And not necessarily loudest, but the most satisfying.
Ew.
So let's start with our drink. So we have a cup of ice. It's a hard cup. Doesn't really it doesn't really make a clinging sound. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's good. Ice in a cup. Refreshing. Refreshing ice. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some. I feel like I need to. I'm turned away from the camera. I need to adjust. There we go.
You should have been doing that while you was rushing me.
Shut up. Okay, now we're going to take.
How dare you?
Listen. That was a good sound.
I missed mine.
Yeah. Too busy talking shit. Now wait. Take your cup. Hold it up to the glass, to the microphone. And see if you can get a nice boring sound. Hold on, let me finish.
One up.
Now, let's cool it off. Now, we're going to talk about several things tonight. And one of the things we're going to talk about is that the blessing and curse of having a successful show. The blessing is that you want more people to listen.
Of course.
The curse is that sometimes
They listen too much.
it's not that people listen too much. Make sure you whisper into the microphone. It's not that they listen too much. It's that sometimes some people misunderstand you on purpose. And some people are just full of some bullshit. And that's fine too. You can listen too. I think some people hate listen. You know what I mean? You're listening, but you're looking for reasons to hate, to judge, to critique, to be an asshole. I think
Probably.
yes.
Sorry.
Say probably again.
Probably.
Yes. Now, I'll take the first sip of my drink and then you'll take one. Okay?
That was noisy.
Can you outdo it? Nice try. I don't think you outdid me. Okay, I got a straw here. Get your straw. Go stir. Okay. Let's take a sip. Oh, you're doing good. That's a nice noisy sip. My sips is quiet. Let's see.
Now you're trying to be quiet.
Very ladylike. I tried not to be.
Good luck with that.
That's the best I can do. Okay, let's put our tops back on our drinks before they fall over. And if you were advertising with us, this could be your drinks. I'm just saying. Now, for no reason at all, we're gonna open up these silverware, plasticware. We're gonna open up the plasticware that we got. It's embarrassing to say this. So yesterday was Mother's Day, and my mother she wanted Golden Corral pot roast for Mother's Day. And so guess what she got? She got Golden Corral pot roast, among other things. And so, what are you about to say?
It was surprisingly good.
It was good.
Very good.
It was very good. My head there. Okay. Now, we're going to take the utensils and open them, although we don't need them. Okay, let's go. Now, before you open it, just feel this out. Okay.
What's next?
Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of these Kit Kats. Okay. Oh, sorry. Chocolate wafers. Yeah. And we're going to break it.
That was better than yours.
We broke it in two different ways. Hold on. I'm gonna break it this way. Okay, take a single piece. Take a single piece. And I'm gonna bite mine first.
Can I cut out? Wasn't that wonderful?
That was nice. You was really trying out to me. I see you. I think now's a good time to take a sip of our unsponsored drink. So, as I said before, one of the good things and the bad things about growing is growing and people having opinions. So in our last episode, we were talking about hold on, my cord is making noises, I think. So we were talking about how this boy was catfished by this woman who had an abnormally small hand. And when he got to the date, he was mad because she didn't tell him about her abnormally small hand. And so he leaves the date. And we were talking about immediately. And so we were talking about how sometimes you need to tell people what's what up front before they meet you. Well, someone in the comments construed that as being borderline transphobic because of what we said.
I don't remember getting to that level.
We said nothing about trans people, but someone was saying that if you basically put a trans person in that place of the person, you know what? I'm not even going to try to figure out that person's comment. I'll just read it for you.
I'm having trouble with the correlation. Thank you.
excited to see two black gay men. However, this conversation is late as fuck. We're descending further into fascism, and I hope my elders in their time have come to understand what it means to have some compassion. Not that disabled person may not be a match. No, that disabled person may not have been a match, but let's please encourage folks to not lose their humanity, especially as your prompt echoes disclosure conversations that trans folk in our community find transphobic. Hopeful for a better episode before unsubscribing.
That was a big leap.
She took a big leap.
We didn't talk anything about trans.
She did it. But if you want to talk about disclosures, listen, I was just watching a video by one of my favorite trans content creators, and she was saying that no, it is no one's responsibility to disclose. Let's say you're walking down the street and the guy's like, hey, you look good, or you're in a bar and they say, hey, what's up, good looking? Yes, do not disclose then, because that's not safe. Don't disclose in a way that puts you unsafe. But I'm not trans. I'm only a logical person. So to me, logic says, if you are having a long distance relationship with someone, or you're communicating and you've never met, and you think that something with you could be an issue for your potential partner, why would you not disclose it when you're safely away from the person? Right?
I agree with that.
Before you meet. I don't care. To me, that's wisdom. Now, I would love to have a trans person on the show who can speak to this if we're off. This person left an anonymous comment, so I can't give her too much. But
It's her opinion.
it's her opinion. And as I said,
Disagree.
we disagree. That what she's saying had nothing to do with us.
It had nothing to do with the topic we were talking about.
The topic that we were talking about. That's why I deleted her comment. I probably should have left it. Because I should have left it. Go ahead and repost it, girl. I'm going to leave it. Because I didn't block you. I thought about blocking you. And the only reason I thought about blocking her was because of the threat to unsubscribe. Girl, don't announce that you're leaving. Just leave, girl. Just leave. There's no need to announce. But on that note, you have something to say before we move on?
I want as many listeners as possible.
Of course.
But we're not going to always agree on things. But I don't like topics being stretched to extreme limits.
Yeah,
We are very open to all walks of life.
of course.
We were not talking against anyone. We were talking about our personal preferences on disclosure.
Yes.
About anything. Not just trans.
Yeah. Keep close to the mic.
Sorry. Not just about that topic. We're talking about handicaps. Anything.
Whatever we talked
Personalities.
We talked about size of penises.
Yes.
We said if it's too small, if it's too large, girl, anything. But I understand the idea about disclosure and when to disclose in a safe manner. But she was comparing apples and oranges. But let's move on. What am
opinions about it.
Yes.
Right or wrong.
Okay. We each have a bag of chips. Let's see which bag of chips is the loudest. So, Doritos, I have an already open bag of.
We're not advertising.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now we'll each take a Dorito. Sorry, a corn chip. I'll go first.
Cheesy corn chip.
I'll go first. You just got to just ask me about you. Always have to go first. And now you jumping to go first.
I'm used to you doing it.
Here I go.
Yeah.
That's how you be smacking that devil.
I want to ask you anything.
Okay, cleanse your palate. Oh no, get a bigger one. That's kind of skinny, get a bigger one. Okay, you go first. That was good. And spicy. What the fuck? Fall apart.
That's it for that segment, right?
No, it's not over yet. You remember that Tootsie Pop commercial with the owl? How many licks does it take to get to the center of it?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, or Cisco. Featuring Little Kim. What was that Little Kim song? How many licks does it take to get to the center of the oh. I was like that was Little Kim song.
I think so. You don't expect me to crunch in this. Will I have any more teeth?
No, I'm not doing that. So,
Go ahead, I'm not. That's it for me.
okay. That's it for our ASMR section of the podcast.
Now somebody let us know what that means.
Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed that little segment. So we did go to Dallas this weekend, hung out with some friends. Shannon got him a new car. He was very happy about that.
Finally.
But you were a little skittish on the road. You were driving a little.
I was very cautious. I was in my head about driving
Yeah.
a lot. I was really, even today, without you being in the car, I was like very slow pokey, very like
Somebody who really cares about their
limit.
car. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, you know.
Yeah. So we got the car. We were headed, I don't know where we were headed, to dinner or somewhere. And, or maybe just back to the hotel. And Shannon was driving so slow. Like the speed limit was 70 and you were going 60. maybe 65, 65, 65. I give you 65.
Well, I was also trying to learn the car a little bit, like all the bells and whistles, all the lights, and just, being in it. And the roads there are in construction, right? So it's
Some of them
very narrow, windy.
Sometimes
I was very cautious about that a little bit. And then also, getting directions. I wasn't really paying attention. So I was kind of really, all over the place and not really my full self.
So I stepped up. I said, okay, let me handle this. Okay.
He wanted to drive anyway.
Sure.
So
she drove like a dream. I got to test out some of them horsepowers,
Yep.
whatever you call that.
I didn't.
But it rolled really well. So it's a nice car. I'm happy for you
Thank you.
that you got what you wanted in the end. And so that's great.
I think we're gonna have a comfortable drive on trips.
Yeah, it's definitely the road warrior car.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Now I think we can ditch these headphones.
Oh, okay.
Let's ditch headphones. Now we did have an interesting experience. We met a friend over at an Indian restaurant that he recommended, and so we got there a little bit before he did. And y'all gonna be like, "What's wrong with y'all when y'all go to Dallas?" I don't know.
Well, sometimes we have a really great experience at restaurants.
I guess we should start talking about that more often.
Yeah.
Talking about the great experiences too, because here we go. The restaurant started with a K, end with an A, and it was in, what city was it in?
Was it Richardson or did we leave?
I think it was Richardson-esque Indian restaurant. That's all I'm going to say in terms of the restaurant name. I love Indian food. We get Indian food usually whenever we go to the city because we don't have a ton of options around here.
Right.
We can get some, but just not as many options. So we walk into the door. Some people walked in behind us who were
close to us.
Well, pretty close to us, but they were who were Indian or appeared to be Indian to me. And the host, she walks up. We're standing right here and the people are behind us. She looks through us to them and I go,
with an attempt to almost walk between us.
Yes. And I was like, excuse me, table for 3. Oh, okay. So she sits us at the table. Now, mind you, there is a table next to us that has look like that's been sitting there for hours. The people just finished eating.
Right.
Matter of fact, I eventually noticed that there was like 6 or 7 tables full of leftover food, around the restaurant. But I digress. My friend said that it was good. I wanted to give it a try. So we sit there once again for a good 10 minutes. No one comes up and says hello.
Nothing.
No one says, you want some water? There's water on the table, but do you want some ice? Like there's like bottled waters on the table. And then our friend got there before we got menus, right? I feel like or did he get there right as we got menus?
I think as he got there, the menus came out.
So somewhere around there. And
he sat down. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so what have you gotten? And he really he just was ordered for last time. And so that was fine. I already had my eye. I started looking at the menu. I had my eye on some things. We ordered several things. Like there was 3 different combos, a butter masala, a fish dish by itself, a stack of bread, the paratha, whatever you call it. We were spending money, okay? But when I was asking questions of the server, she seemed really put out by my questions. I'm asking just simple questions.
She was not engaged.
Do you have aloo paratha? And then the way she responded, I was like...
There's no banter. There's no it's really good. Or, maybe try something else. Or she was
Just
giving nothing.
nothing. And then as she was about to leave, usually people always ask you what spice level do you want the food. And as she was walking away, I said, "Oh, and spice level medium." And she goes, "Yeah, like of course.
Right.
I know that you people would want spice level medium." That was the energy that I was giving, that she was giving us.
Right.
And so, our friend, by this point, we had already texted him and told him the things weren't going well. And so he was just like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Do y'all want to go?" I said, No. I will deal with bad service if the food's good. If the food turns out to be great, that don't mean I'll come back, but at least we can have had this great moment.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
beyond the food. It was seeing, our friend and
Yeah,
enjoying the evening.
exactly. So food comes, we're eating the food, and it's fine. It's taste. It's like there's some tasty parts. The butter masala was good. The biryani that I had, the chicken biryani was okay. The mutton biryani was good. You had mutton biryani too.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good. My friend ate all his food. Like it was good, but it wasn't so good to be like, "Oh yeah, it's worth the bad service. I'll come back." And then my friend's friend, what you gonna say?
Now, that's how the first part of it was. The second part of our experience was better because there was a staff transition.
You're right. The girl left, and then a guy came in that actually my friend that had served our friend before when he was at the restaurant previously with his work coworkers.
And he was very engaged, and he had a conversation, and I think you or
I was in the bathroom. I think I had left.
Okay.
By that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that
Yeah.
interaction. And then I think so. Our friend's coworker said, "Well, don't tip them. If the service was bad." I'm like,
but that was that a flippant kind of comment? It wasn't.
I don't know if it was flippant or not, but I just know it's disingenuous. Yeah. We can't order all this food and then not tip. Then it's going to be like, well, that's why we treated y'all like crap because we knew that y'all don't tip. Your people don't tip and blah 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 and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, of course, we had to tip. Even though the service was subpar.
We tip most of the time.
Oh, we tip
all the time, but some are at a higher level.
Right. I mean, it's always the base. You have to be really bad for me not to give you the base 20%. You have to be really bad.
Yeah.
But you could get more if you are great, But needless to say, we won't be going back to K ends with an A in Richardson, Texas. We won't be going back there.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many choices in a major city. So
yeah, really. So, but it's always nice because it's like a good chicken wing. You're always on the hunt for the best chicken wing, and I'm always on the hunt for the best.
Is it best or just different?
Well, best is relative, right? But I'm on the hunt for the most delicious, so I can go, oh, this is almost as good as so and so, or this is as good as so and so. It's that, not even so much different, because different don't equal good to me.
True,
right?
True, but isn't there sometimes when you try so many that you don't know which one is better?
Surely, yes, sure. You could forget, but hopefully that's why I keep a Yelp tracker.
Okay,
and I make notes and stuff. Yeah,
yeah, so makes sense.
So I recommend that.
But it still was a good experience because we talked, and that was better than the meal part. But of course, when you go to a restaurant, the food, you really want it to be great,
right?
All the time.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so one last thing. So this one is a little, I guess, more serious. This kind of note. Do you and your family? Would you say that y'all are 100% aligned when it comes to politics. Like, everybody's, no one votes Republican, everyone votes Democrat. Pretty straightforward.
We're all aligned.
Pretty much aligned.
Yes.
And if anyone wasn't, it would be a total like.
It would be a family, I don't say emergency, but yeah, there would be some upheaval, something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of questions asked, always a conversation, why?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing here? Yeah.
Because in my family, there's a couple of, let's just say some people in the first round for Trump, there were some votes for Trump in the first round. In the second round, I don't know. I didn't ask. I couldn't take it.
Sometimes it's best not to.
Everyone's very quiet about it. I remember one time, I think I told you this before, I dated someone who was like, you should break up with your family because they voted for Trump. And I don't know. Right now I'm in a very don't ask, don't tell, but there's sometimes some things come up and I'm like, we were at a function and the furries came up, and the thing about furries in school and litter boxes and like some of the stuff that they believe, I'm just like, I don't have the energy to be the person in the room like debating for all of the reality.
You're a big researcher, and before you get on a bandwagon, so to speak, you're going to make sure it's legitimate. It is not a hoax.
I try to.
You're going to research, and I try to do that sometimes, but I don't have the desire all the time, depending on the topic, right? But there's so much information. There's so much disinformation.
So much disinformation.
You have to really.
Is that when it gets really wild? Is when I feel like if someone's like, Trump signed another executive order for blah blah blah. Okay, I'm pretty certain that's probably true. But when they said Trump has renamed the Gulf of Mexico, I was like, this sounds fake. Yeah. Or so I'm going to look it up. What have you, or look for the quote. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't want to get too deep into it because we've taken a few hits lately for I don't know, some people feeling like we are talking about them, but although I still stand by, we never out anybody. We never, it's just our opinion and our thoughts on things, on things. But I'm always happy to have conversations with people if they feel like they've been wronged or what have you, or So anyway, so with that in mind, I don't want to get too deep into my thoughts on that. But I will just say it's hard. It's hard because some people just go, it's just politics, but it's way more than politics now. And I think some people really have their heads in the sand about what it all means. And we really want to keep things light here, but I also think we can't be totally
light all the time. We have to be serious. We have to be funny. We have to be honest with our real opinions. Try to be politically correct, but then we also have to be honest with ourselves.
Right. And I don't even think it's about being politically correct. It's about being kind, but yet honest. Yeah. Right. We can be honest because sometimes, like, for example, someone may be honest and say, I'm not attracted to, a black person may say, I'm not attracted to X race that's not black. That doesn't make that person a racist. Even in the reverse, if a white person says, I'm not attracted to black people to be in a relationship with them, so what? That's what you like. As long as you're not voting to take away their rights and not letting them vote, give them the right to vote like every other human, or whatever other kind of crazy stuff, sending people to El Salvador and opening up Guantanamo Bay to throw them in there. As long as you're not doing no craziness, then fine, have your preference. And so I don't want us as a podcast to get trapped into PC. in terms of like
Well, I'm saying that
out of fear.
yeah, I'm saying that a little lightly
Uh,
because I have my own opinion. I'm going to express it.
yeah,
But as long as like you said, we're not hurting anyone. We're not trying to take away anyone's rights. Those kind of things. As long as we remain respectful and kind
right.
and open-minded, but we have opinions. We have our likes and dislikes, individually,
Right.
together that may be similar or not. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's going to ruffle some people's feathers, but everyone has opinion. Everyone has preferences.
Right.
And I don't think anyone's wrong on how they truly feel. Again, unless you're trying to hurt others and keep them from progressing in their lives.
Yeah. No.
That's all.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah. So, if we talk about a topic and it strikes something in you, sorry, but not sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's like
all the time.
Yeah. Sorry if you don't feel supported, but we do care about everyone and we want everyone to feel like this is a safe place.
Yeah.
But what we're not going to try to do is anticipate every reaction for every comment we say.
Yes.
Because that's impossible and it would drive us crazy and it would make this podcast not very fun to do, frankly.
We'll be hypocrites.
Yeah. Yeah.
To a large extent.
Yeah. True.
We have to be true to ourselves first.
Yes. Because it's about the two grooms in the
Yes.
pod, right?
Yes.
It's not the whole world in the pod.
Yeah. I mean, you can't run away from certain things that you don't like all the time.
Right. Yeah.
You have to embrace it and understand that everybody's different.
Yeah. And even finding joy in the obscene or the macabre or the dark. And what I mean, not joy at it, but like for example, that person wrote a pretty, serious comment, but we read it during a segment doing ASMR, which is kind of funny, right? So it's like, yes, we hear you and we received it, but we're also gonna, we're gonna laugh about it all, right? Because in the end, you got to be able to laugh at yourself too, right?
Yeah. Not everything in life is so serious. But
yeah, definitely.
Again, respecting each other and, whatever topic, and we're going to have fun and try to do things that keep you listening and laughing or maybe cried sometimes. Yeah. But that's it.
That is it.
Keep watching, keep, supporting us. And
yeah. Now, I'm not going to say the part. I'll just leave that part out. But anyway, I was going to say, no, I'm looking at the video and I'm going, oh my God, I got to get back to the gym. Anyway, so I just didn't want to get into that. But anyway, we will be talking about the gym stuff and fitness because
we need to start.
Because we need to get back in it this week, as in tomorrow. And we will be giving updates, ask in the comments, girl, how's it going? How's the fitness journey going? We'll give you updates. Hold us accountable. We need to be held accountable.
Yeah.
And so we will give you an update on that as we, progress through the episodes.
It's a process.
So thank y'all so much for listening. Thank you for the comments. I mean, there's been so many listens. People are listening, clearly sharing the podcast, not necessarily following or subscribing, but that's okay too. You're playing and you're playing the podcast. You're clearly listening to the podcast. You're clearly calling your friends about the podcast and asking them, girl, have you heard the podcast? So somebody's talking about the podcast and we appreciate that.
We're getting views.
Definitely getting views and listens, and we appreciate that. Continue to share, like, subscribe. Remember, we're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. Even if you just listen on Spotify, you can still go to YouTube and subscribe and just come and just listen on Spotify, or vice versa. You can just go to Spotify, subscribe on YouTube too, and just listen on YouTube if that's your preference.
Yes.
Either way it goes, all of you have Instagram, so please, as Mistress Isabel Brooks says, do your big one and subscribe and follow on Instagram. Okay. Thank you guys. Until next time, I'm Cleo.
And I'm Shannon.
And this is Two Grooms.
In a Pod.
Bye.
Bye.